Have we finally found a solution for carrying our cell phones and other gadgets while we're out hiking on the trails that can be easily strapped to our backpacks? We've done some research and we have found two options. We have the REI Co-op Rainshield Pocket and we have the Hyperlite Mountain Gear Shoulder Pocket. We're going to compare them both and see which one comes out the winner. These packs are one of the main reasons we are looking for something for our cell phones that's out our pocket, because our pants are covered by our coat's covered by our belt, and the pocket on the backpack itself is super inconvenient to get to. At first glance, these look very similar, but they have different features and are made from different materials. The REI Rainshield Pocket is made from ripstop nylon. It has taped seams and has a DWR finish to it. The inside is a nylon lining as well, which is ripstop. Interesting enough, it kind of pops right out there. Both are water resistant, but the inside is still attached to it. The Hyperlite Mountain Gear Shoulder Pocket, it's made from Dyneema, which is water resistant or waterproof, but the only thing is it's super expensive. The outside is the DCF 50 and on the inside it's the DCF 11. The only downside for this pocket, it's very noisy, very crunchy, whereas the REI one is not. When it comes to weight, REI is significantly lighter. It comes in at 8 ounces, just around 22 grams, and the Hyperlite is 1.4 ounces, about 38 grams. But of course, the Hyperlite has a lot more features to it. This company also makes a lot of ultralight packs as well. Let's compare the size of these things. REI is 6 1/4 inches long, and it is 3.5 inches wide. It doesn't actually say what the width is, but it appears to be about 1 inch. The Hyperlite is 7 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide and 1.25 inches deep. When you have these next to each other, it's pretty obvious that these are two different shapes. The Hyperlite is very rigid and structured, where the REI is just basically a flat pouch. Let's compare the features, and this is where we'll see where they're very different pockets. The REI has a closure that is magnetic, which is just flips right on and snaps right in. It has a little groove on the bottom and then an opening at the top where it just locks into place. It actually is super easy to open and close. The Hyperlite has a zipper, and it's one of those waterproof zippers, so you won't be getting, as long as it's zipped, you won't be getting water into there. The other thing about the REI pouch, though, is that the closure hangs over more. So when you're having your phone inside there, you're able to flap. You can see the flap hangs over quite a bit more, so you're not going to be getting a bunch of water inside of it. One thing we've noticed is that the slot on the closure of the magnetic piece doesn't always line up correctly. So I'd say 10 to 20% of the time we have to give it a little extra push in. The REI Pocket is just a pocket. That's all there is to it. Now the Hyperlite has an actual extra mesh pocket on the outside. It is not very stretchy. Doesn't have much give to it. This is the iPhone 12. It's the smaller version. It is a tight squeeze to get in there, but it does fit. Does not have any extra give. And when you unzip it, it has a small interior pocket as well. It doesn't start until way down here, and when you put your fingers in, it's about there. So the pocket's really just about this big. Since it's made from Dyneema, it has no stretch whatsoever in it. The only downside for this little inside pocket is if you have a pop socket on your phone, you're might get caught on that. How they do these attached to the packs. The REI one has an extra plastic toggle on it. There's a top loop, which has a clasp, plastic both. It is expandable, and then the bottom is the same. The Hyperlite, on the other hand, has two almost carabiner-like attachment hooks. They are plastic, and then with a little metal clip that gets pushed down onto the strap and locked into place. It is not adjustable, and it's actually a little bit difficult to do. It does have this little extra strap here in between the two buckles. You could put your hand in it if you wanted to take it off your pack and carry it around with you. For size comparison, this REI one would fit easily an iPhone. There is a little bit extra room on the sides, not much. Put another one in there. Let's see, it might be a tight squeeze. Yes, we can. So this has 2 phones in it. There is 0 give left on the sides, to the max filled. And interesting enough, the closure seems like it has a little bit harder time, but it did it. So there is no extra space in there whatsoever. With the Hyperlite, I think we will have quite a bit of extra room. Get our 1 phone in there. So 1 phone, we have a lot of space. There's actually quite a bit of headroom in there. Let's put another one in there and see. Another phone, even with the second phone, we still have a little bit of space left over. There's still maybe a tiny bit. Not sure what you would get in there, but you might be able to squeeze a little bit more stuff inside. So the Hyperlite is definitely a little bit bigger. You most likely would be able to fit a bigger phone into the Hyperlite. I read online that people were not able to fit the Pixel 6 in the REI one. We have the normal size, we don't have the oversized phones, and they just barely fit into this one. Let's see how easy these are to attach to the bag. This REI pack, we actually have little hooks up on top here, so we are going to use that one. So on this, I guess that we would go on here to hook the bottom. It's not the easiest, but I'm probably making it much more difficult than it is. There, locked. Okay, was that easy? Not really. For the REI one, we're gonna take the toggle and put it around. So once we've toggled it onto the strap, the nice thing about these REI ones is we could go around the whole strap if we wanted to. It might rub against your skin. We are going to actually loop it through the strap itself, the extra strap on the strap. These actually can be tightened, so they are not all loose. And we're gonna put it around the bottom one. This was much easier to connect, so it really depends on what kind of bag you're attaching it to. The Hyperlite was definitely a little harder to do because of the buckles, and they are not adjustable. The REI one though, since they are adjustable and there's multiple options of how to attach them, was definitely easier. On this day pack, it seems, I don't know, the location seems a little weird for me. I'm gonna check it out on my Osprey Aura and see if that one, maybe it feels a little bit different. I'm thinking that I would want it here, so, and here, I would think. So let's attach these and see how comfortable they feel. So, by my phone, here. Compared to the day pack, this seems like a better location. It's all gonna depend on your straps of your backpacks and what hooks that you have that you can attach them to. The only thing that we may have an issue with is if your arms are hitting these. So we went ahead and moved this up onto the top loop just to see how it would feel. The only downside is since these buckles are not adjustable, there's no real place to hook it here. We'd have to get creative and maybe do it on the strap below, or maybe add some different Velcro to it. I'm sure that the Hyperlite pack, it would work just fine. But with this Osprey one, it's a little bit weird. And of course, I'd be hitting my head on it every time I turned my face. We moved the REI one up as well, and as long as you have it toggled into that top strap, you can put the other attachments, the other straps, basically anywhere you need it. This one is actually around the backpack strap itself. I don't feel it. It's pretty thin, so it's not gonna be a big issue, I don't think. And interesting enough, I'm not hitting my head like I am on this one. Let's talk about price. This one, REI one, runs around 20 bucks, and the Hyperlite is around $49, $50. We have seen it on sale for cheaper. We actually got it at Garage Gear for $35 on sale. Let's go take these out on the trail again and find out which one I'm gonna be keeping and which one Greg's gonna be using. We've added the pouches to my day pack. We actually had it up a little bit higher and it was uncomfortable, so we lowered it down just a little bit. I'm gonna put my phone in the REI. Easy. Greg's phone. Go inside. Now the only thing is though, for this, I can unzip it with one hand, but zipping it back with two is a little bit more challenging. Since there is more room in this one, I can hear it every single time I jump up and down, where this one is a tight fit. Unzipped. So this one, with it open and I was jumping around, it automatically flipped back down, so that's good. Since there is enough space in here, I think it gives it enough protection to be able to not come out. They are staying on pretty easy. Only difference I really tell is that this one's just a little bit noisier. No flops. The only thing is that this is a little bit bigger, so I am hitting it when my arms are swinging. Right here on the edge. Of course, if I had it up higher, I wouldn't get that, but then if I turned my head, I would hit my head. This one, clear, no extra space.
This one actually looks like it just barely hits as well.
I don't feel it. This one I actually feel. Almost upside down. So far, so good. Obviously, this one's not going to fall out because it's zipped.
Yeah,
this one actually did fine.
This one stayed clasped. We'll just kind of fold it open here. Yep.
Bending over while open. I don't know if I could go any farther over.
All right.
I did okay.
So neither of them moved.
Yep. We're going to do a quick time test to see how quickly I can get my phone out of the pouch. This is the REI one, and ready, go. Bam. Gotta do a picture.
2.9 seconds. That was pretty quick.
That was very quick. Let's test the Hyperlite now and see how quickly I can get my phone out. And go. Not too bad.
4.5 seconds.
It was actually easier than I thought. I thought that I for sure would not be able to do the zipping one-handed.
On the Hyperlite, these are a little finicky, but we kind of discovered what you got to do. You basically just have to grab it, squeeze it, and it comes flying off. And then when you hook it back on, you have to loop it around, and then it kind of lift up a little bit.
The REI pouch is going to be the winner for me. I really like that the straps are adjustable, so I can attach it to whatever I need. The nice, easy opening, and I'm not hitting my arm on it every time I'm walking. Greg's going to be stuck with the Hyperlite, which I'm sure he'll be happy about, but I just don't want to have to deal with those clasps. We'll have links in the description below. Check out this video next, and we'll see you next time.